So welcome everybody to a look at the sixth and final film in the Universal Noir #1 box set, and today we are taking a look at Naked Alibi from 1954. So yeah, this is directed by Jerry Hopper, who I've not seen anything from before, but I'm definitely going to be looking at his films in the future, given how much I enjoyed this. Clocks in at 86 minutes long. Stars Sterling Hayden, who's been in who was in a numerous amount of great films, the likes of The Godfather, The Long Goodbye, The Killing, Johnny Guitar, The Asphalt Jungle, Terror in a Texas Town, Suddenly, Manhandled, and 0 Hour. The last film of those is had the plot that was used as a basis for Airplane, the spoof disaster film. So, yeah, and it also stars Gloria Graham, who was in the really rather good In a Lonely Place, the fantastic The Big Heat, as well as the superb Sudden Fear, as well as Odds Against Tomorrow and Human Desire. So, and in his supporting role, I say supporting role, he's the second male lead, Gene Barry, who was also in The War of the Worlds and 40 Guns. We've talked about him when we looked at the 4K version of The War of the Worlds, so which coincidentally came alongside this box set at the same time on the same day. So yeah, questioned as a murder suspect, solid but drunk citizen Al Willis attacks his police questioners, is beaten and swears vengeance against him. Next night, Lieutenant Parks is murdered. Willis is the only suspect in the eyes of tough Chief Conroy, who pursues him doggedly despite lack of evidence. The obsessed Conroy is dismissed from the force, but continues to harass Willis, who flees to a sleazy town on the Mexican border. Of course, Conroy follows, but which one of them is crazy, Conroy or Willis? So, yeah, Gene Barry plays Al Willis, Sterling Hayden plays Chief Conroy, and Gloria Graham is the female lead and the person that Al Willis is having an affair with. So, yeah, and of the six films, like I said, of the six films, though, this from the box set, this is perhaps my favourite of the bunch. I'd definitely give it 4 out of 5, like I gave the first three. Whether or not it comes above or below of them, I'm quite yet to decide. But yeah, it's this is thanks to the really rather great three leads who really work well together. You've got real good chemistry between the two of them. But the plot is also rather engrossing. The pacing is also on point. The cinematography is well done. The character interactions are really rather well executed. The characterization is played really effectively. The song and dance number done by Gloria Graham is really rather entertaining. It was actually considered quite raunchy for the time. Surprisingly, it got past the censors, and in this box set there is a write-up on that entire dance scene called Dirty Dancing, and the finale was surprisingly dark with a really rather exhilarating action scene as well. So, yeah, really great effort this is. Really surprised by how good it is, considering, like I said, I've not seen anything from the director before, which I don't think is the case for any of the other films. So I didn't know what I was getting in for with his kind of directing style, but yeah, he did a really good job. And like I said, the three lead cast are great, and yeah, well engrossing as well. And like Deported is not entirely set in America as well. It's some of it is set on a Mexican border town. In fact, some of it was actually shot in Tijuana in Baja California. So definitely gives it again, like Deported, a more of a different kind of flavor. It's not just pure Americanized. Definitely got some Mexican kind of influences to it in some regards as well. So yeah, I'd say in terms of ranking these films, because that's what the kind of thing people like with these efforts, I'd say Abandoned is my least favourite, not because it's bad or anything like that, but because, like I said, it's more, in my review, I said it's more run-of-the-mill, and it's, it doesn't try to do anything really different. Then Deported will come after that. That gets the slight above the Abandoned purely because it's at least, in a different country, it's Italian, it's got Italian and French actors, so it does at least lend it some uniqueness in the film noir genre. Then I'd put Kiss of Blood Off My Hands into what would that be? Fourth place. Great effort. It's just the ending really that lets it down. Then I'd say third place, Larceny. It's not because I particularly don't like it. I think the cast are amazing, and I think it's really rather good and engrossing, and the characterization is effective. But at the end of the day, I do prefer the cast in my second favourite effort, The Web. No, it doesn't go in any directions that you don't expect, but I love the cast, and Vincent Price is always going to be a plus point in a film. And finally, Naked Alibi. It's not a huge win for Naked Alibi. Like I said, the top 3 are very close together in terms of how I rank them. Like I said, the top 4, in fact, all have 4 stars, but the top 3 are definitely a lot closer than the bottom 3. So, yeah, highly recommend this box set. It's been a huge treat to go through all of these films. Never saw any of them before actually buying the box set, so it was, at the end of the day, a big blind buy. Obviously, it's not cheap to get one of these. They're £45–50 or whatever. So, yeah, it's not a cheap blind buy, but I do highly recommend all of the films in it. They've all got something to offer in their own right. And yeah, it's far from the worst box set out of the 6 that Indicator have now released either. I definitely probably rank this about 4th, maybe 3rd. So yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.